Welcome to Varsity. I'm Ryan Aber, joined by Jason Kersey. It's week 4 of the high school football season, and district play opens up this week for most teams around the state. Jason, let's start off with a game you're going to be covering this week as Guthrie, number 2 in Class 5A, takes on Deer Creek.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Guthrie and Deer Creek both are very balanced offenses. They both have the ability to pass and run, and they both have strong defenses, so it should be a really good matchup.
And you look at the defensive numbers, you mentioned both of these teams have great defenses, and they do, but Guthrie's really stands out, allowed very few points this season through 3 weeks. What is it that makes the Blue Jays defense so effective?
Well, they just have playmakers on the line, at linebacker, at defensive back. I mean, they just are stacked with talent and playmakers, and it starts with Landry Chappell at linebacker. He is the leader of that defense, and he's the star of the defense as well.
And Deer Creek's offense certainly pretty potent in itself. What do you see as the big matchup in this game, and how do you see this game playing out?
Well, Deer Creek has been really balanced offensively this year, and it's something that no one really was sure what to expect with them because they lost Alex Christensen, who was a 2,000-yard rusher, but they've replaced him really well with Brennan Miyake at running back. But they also have a good passing game with Joel Blumenthal, and they have some great receivers as well. So I think that the key matchup for this game just will be how Guthrie's passing defense can slow down the passing attack, because that's really been the big thing for Guthrie.
And who do you see winning this game?
I think Guthrie comes out on top. I think both teams are very good, but I think Guthrie's a little deeper.
I'm going to say the same thing. I really think Guthrie is a little bit too tough for Deer Creek. I see them winning this game by about 2 touchdowns. Deer Creek is going to be really effective in this district, but it's so tough from top to bottom, especially when you go Carl, Albert, and Guthrie right there at the top either way. I think Deer Creek is just a little bit behind both those teams. I think they're going to be a really good team, but I think Guthrie gets it done this week. Jason, another game that you're pretty familiar with this week, McGinnis starts district play on the road at Clinton. McGinnis had a tough loss last week. How do they respond?
Well, I think that's going to be the big thing, is how they respond. The way they lost last week, they had the game won on the 1-yard line, ready to kick a field goal. It's blocked and run back by Millwood. So I think that the way that they respond on the road in the Tornado Bowl, it's not an easy place to play. And they also have to face a very tough running back. Clinton has Jaylee Range, one of the top runners in the state. Coach Justin Jones said that he reminds him a lot, though, of LaRon Richardson from last year. And so the McGinnis defenders are used to practicing against him, so he hopes that translates into preparing for Clinton.
Is that going to be enough to push McGinnis over the top in probably the toughest road environment in the state?
I think that McGinnis wins the game. I think that they have a strong running defense. They have a strong linebacking core, and they really did a pretty good job against Millwood's very tough running attack. They gave up one big run, but if they can limit big plays, I think that they can win the game.
I'm actually going to go the other way on this one. I think Clinton gets the job done just because it's so tough to go into Clinton and win. Heritage Hall did it earlier this year, but Heritage Hall is a completely different animal than what we're talking about. I really think this game is going to be close. It's probably going to be low scoring, but I think Clinton barely squeaks out a win over McGinnis at home. Jason, another game in 6A. This is not a game that would have been circled on our calendars at the start of the season. Sapulpa at Norman. Norman we expected big things of, especially on offense. They haven't disappointed, although some of the turnover issues have been troubling. Sapulpa is a team that I don't think anybody expected to start the way they did. They're 3-0, have a really high-powered offense. What do you see out of this one?
Well, I think that Norman comes out on top. I think Norman's got a really strong offense. They got a strong passing game, a strong running game, and I think that they'll come out on top. Although you're right, Sapulpa has been very surprising.
Yeah, Sapulpa just piling on points the first 3 weeks of the season. Now, their opponents aren't as strong as Norman. They haven't faced a team like this. They haven't faced a team that's as athletic on defense as the Tigers. I think the question mark with Norman coming into the season was their defense. They've actually played a little bit better than I think a lot of people thought. I think that they get it done. Sapulpa is going to score points. There's no denying that. But I think Norman wins this game by about a touchdown. All right, Jason, thanks for joining us, and thank you. And check us out every day at newsok.com/varsity for the best high school coverage anywhere.